Welcome back to Midco Sports tonight. Unfortunately, injuries happen, and without warning, an entire season can be taken away from an athlete unexpectedly. One football player at North Dakota State saw his season come to an end just a couple days into fall camp, but is keeping a positive outlook. Here's Shawn with Bison defensive end Greg Menard.
Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate it. Joined here by Greg Menard, Bison defensive end, a senior this year, but he's going to be back for a super senior year after unfortunately tearing an ACL early in fall camp, missing this 2017 season. And Greg, I know for you, probably a little bit of shock when you initially went through that. What went through your mind when you injured your knee initially and when you found out that it was going to be something that was going to require surgery and take away your season?
I remember my first thought in the field was just, man, I lost all that hard work I had put in and it was all for nothing. And then went to get an MRI done, found out it was an ACL, and really sucked. It did suck a lot, but you have to think about all the positives, how I haven't redshirted, so I get an extra year, and could have been a lot worse. And so I think things will turn out all right, and all that hard work wasn't for nothing. I just got to keep adding more hard work to it and just come back stronger.
I know anytime you go through something like that, the people around you are important to get you through that. And the support you got, from what I just even saw on social media, even the Eastern Washington head coach sent out a tweet saying, come back, be stronger, be better. What was that like for you to get that outpouring of people that obviously respect you as a player and a person?
It was just amazing, and it's a really tough time, and you see that people always say once a Bison, always a Bison, and it's really true. People from Kyle, Carson were all sending me texts and tweets and stuff and just saying, get better soon, I'm praying for you, and that just really means a lot. Knowing people who have played here in the past all care about you and all want to see you be successful.
How hard has it been to watch? I know everybody talks about wanting to play and some guys having to adjust to that, but this is kind of your first time going through that because you didn't redshirt your first year. What's that been like for you?
It's been really hard. Watching the team come out of the tunnel was the hardest thing. So just seeing that and watching the fans get amped and realizing you're not going to play, it's a very different way of seeing things, kind of. And then it hasn't been too bad so far. Partially because we've had blowout games for the most part, so I'm like, okay. But I know once there's a close game at some point in the Valley, I'm going to be, man, I wish I was out there just playing. But I know that I'll get one more year and just got to take advantage and make the most of that.
One thing I think for you, too, going through this is the importance of mentoring the younger generation. You were one of those true freshmen that had to pick things up in a hurry and play right away. Has that increased that role for you this year just because now you have that ability to help some of these younger guys along that are playing your position?
Yeah, that's something I really try to focus on. I'm not the most talkative guy out in the field, so it's kind of a different angle of football for me right now, just trying to watch practice with the script and give the young guys little tips I can without trying to overload them and confuse them too much, because I know sometimes when you get too much information at once, it can kind of mess with your head a little bit. But I think it's just been really good trying to build those guys' confidence up, and they've been playing really well.
Now, one thing I think people realize with student athletes is the student part, and that's something you take very seriously. You're an engineering guy, you got like a 3.85 GPA. People don't realize just how smart you are. How did you decide to get into this major, that you have studied that you're in, and have you always been this good of a student? Because it's not easy courses that you're taking here.
Yeah, I've always been a pretty good student throughout high school. That's something that my dad kind of instilled in me, is take school very seriously, and so I have. And picking civil engineering, I knew I wanted to do some type of engineering, and civil was kind of the first one on the drop down on the registration site, and so that's what I picked, and it's turned out to be good so far, and I think I picked right.
It seems to be working out well for you. That's a good thing. Greg, you're a big Patriots fan. I always wonder how a guy in the Twin Cities, where there's so much purple around, can become a Patriots fan. And it seems like that's one of those franchises that you either love or you hate. What is it about the Patriots you love so much? I know you're a big Brady guy.
So my dad grew up in the Boston area, so my whole dad's side of the family loves the Patriots, and I love them. And you don't want to see me screaming at the TV on Sunday, getting scared or upset or happy, so it's kind of embarrassing. But I just think they have a really good culture, and they kind of remind me of the Bison a little bit, how it's focus on the field and focus on your play and focus on the little things and doing your job. I know that's a big motto of the Patriots, is do your job, and I really like that.
One other thing too about you're a big soccer fan. People don't realize how did you get into soccer, and is there anything else we should know about you we don't know about you as a football player here?
Soccer, I always played growing up, and it's also a big part of my dad's side of the family. My mom's side of the family, everyone plays soccer as well, so I grew up around the sport, and I just really like it, and it's a beautiful game, and I think you kind of have to understand a little bit to appreciate it, but I know a lot of people think it's boring and slow-paced, but there's nothing more crazy when someone just blasts in a crazy goal or curves it in the net.
Chelsea's your favorite team?
Yep, Chelsea is the squad.
So you have a diverse, what else? Is there anything else we don't know about you we should, Greg?
I don't know.
You have some pretty diverse background of things that you're interested in.
Yeah, I'm a big video game guy, I guess. I love video games. Everyone knows that on the team. I play them all the time. Pretty much when I'm done with homework, that's where you'll find me, on my PlayStation 4.
All right, Greg, we appreciate the time. Best of luck to you in your rehab. We know that's going to be a process here over the next few months. We look forward to seeing you back out in the field at some point this spring.
Yep, thank you very much.
All right, Greg Menard, Bison defensive end here joining us this week. Kelly, back to you.
All right, thanks, Shawn and Greg. Even without their star defensive end, the Bison are #1 in the country in total defense and scoring defense. Pretty impressive. When we come back, the UND hockey team already has an exhibition game under their belts. Alex Heinert sits in with head coach Brad Berry to recap the weekend and look at the week ahead. Then later, a quick view of our live programming schedule for the week on Midco SN. Stay tuned.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.